Hey, it's George. I just want to say thank you for listening to this Trainer Spotlight episode. Let's not waste any time and get right into it. Coach, what's going on? Tell us a little bit about who you are.
What's up? My name is Emma Kirchner. I'm an online health and fitness coach, health and fitness and nutrition coach, uh, based out of Utah, originally from California. Moved out to Utah to snowboard, best snow in the country, hands down. I founded my fitness and nutrition coaching company, Fit Habit Coaching, about almost 2 years ago. But I have an interesting background. I went to undergrad and grad school for software engineering. And up until a couple weeks ago, I was actually a software engineer. Um, but I discovered that my passion was helping others avoid the same pitfalls and mistakes I've made on my health and fitness journey. So I decided to leave my software engineering role and pursue my passion full time. Um, I've struggled with everything from body image issues, my relationship to food and exercise, gut health, hormonal issues, and I've gone from fat to fit countless times. Since I've basically undergone the entire gambit of things you can experience in the industry, figured it was probably my purpose to help others avoid those same pitfalls and mistakes that I've made. So, the mission of Fit Habit Coaching is to make fitness approachable and sustainable. I want to help my clients achieve lasting health, weight loss, fitness goals, um, and make it less overwhelming for the general population. You don't need to be in the gym hours a day. You don't need to eat a restrictive diet all year long. Fitness should support your life. Um, your life shouldn't revolve around fitness. It should help you live a better life. So that's my mission, and hoping to just help others with that.
It's great getting to know you as a coach, but you're not a coach 24/7. So, can you tell me a funny or interesting story about yourself that happened either in your practice as a coach or in your normal life outside of coaching?
Okay, so this has absolutely nothing to do with fitness at all. Uh, so when I was a kid, I was very picky. I wouldn't eat anything that wasn't bread or chicken or pasta, basically. Actually, I did like broccoli, which was kind of weird. Um, so I was probably like 5 years old, and we were at my grandparents' house, in Montreal, and I was at the end of a very long table. My grandpa spent a lot of time cooking a delicious meal for everybody, and in that meal was beans. To me, beans looked absolutely disgusting. And so when I heard we were eating beans, I was really, really sad. But my dad, he thought it'd be funny to tell me they were jelly beans. So I took a huge spoonful of the beans, assuming that I was eating jelly beans. I was like 4 or 5. And I was thoroughly disappointed. And to this day, I will not eat beans. So, yeah, but I'll eat everything else basically except for olives. Olives are disgusting. Um, so yeah, it's a very weird, random, funny story.
What strategies do you use to attract and retain clients in your personal training business? I think we can all learn from each other here, and we'll probably find some answers to be quite similar to one another. But I'm really interested to hear what strategies and things you use to get new clients and keep the ones you currently have.
So even though I'm an online coach, I have found that the best way for me to get clients is to get involved with networking in my local community. So I'm a part of a couple different business networking groups. Um, and that has really yielded me the most success just with gaining clients, retaining clients, um, and just helping me learn from other business owners and other strategies for how to grow my business. Also, when you work from home, it's nice to see people every once in a while. So gets me out of the house, gets me social. Um, but I guess more specifically with client retention, um, just showing that you really care. For me, um, that's been the biggest thing, I think. I've had some clients since I started, and I think because I really do care about them and about their success, and I'm honest. Like, if I don't know something, I'm not going to make something up. I'll say, hey, I'm not sure, let me get back to you on that. Checking up on them during the week, even if we don't have a meeting, just touching base and seeing how they're doing. Remembering their birthdays and special events, remembering what's happening in their lives. Just taking an interest in your client and their lives. That's really helped me personally. Um, but my business is very new, so not sure if I'm the best person to ask about this, but so far this is what has worked for me. Hoping that this will help somebody else.
Let's say you get a new client. What's your process for assessing their fitness level, addressing their goals, and other things they express as being important? We all have different methods and can learn a lot from each other. Let's open the door and share some of our secrets.
So the first thing I do when I onboard a new client is I have them fill out an onboarding form, ask them about their workout history, any pains or previous injuries they've had, what they've done in the past dietarily, diets that worked for them in the past, some that didn't, things they like, things they don't like. Um, and that kind of gives me a good idea of where they're at now. But I also run all my clients through mobility assessments. So I'll have them record doing certain movements at home before I even assign them a workout program and specific mobility movements to address some of those imbalances. Just because I don't want my clients to get injured, and I want them to move well and feel good. So, really, probably the biggest assessment I do. I don't work with athletes. I work with Gen Pop. So it's really mobility that's the biggest assessment. And every 4 weeks, I'll do it again just to make sure that you know no new imbalances came up, and um, if some of them are gone, we can start to address other parts and more specific things.
I'm a huge fan of continuing education, and I'm building Fitly to give trainers more efficient access to education that solves their clients' problems. We all look at problem solving differently, and taking different courses, obtaining certifications, and going to new conferences can help us learn from one another. How do you continually develop your skill set as a trainer?
I'm an NASM certified personal trainer. I'm an NCI level 1 nutrition coach, an NCI stress and hormone specialist, and an NCI mindset specialist. Um, and I stay up to date on the latest fitness trends and research by attending conferences, um, reading the latest studies online, and trying to do like at least one certification every year just to stay up to date and to keep my brain working. Honestly, working with clients and working with different types of clients that I haven't worked with before helps me learn like so much as well. because all of my clients are different and they all have different issues. Um, that it's like I'm constantly learning new ways to help address imbalances or new coaching strategies, to help them stay consistent. Oh, I read books as well. I do a lot of audiobooks while I'm walking. I listen to podcasts with coaches that have a lot more experience than I do, and how they work through problems with their clients and how they coach their clients. And I'll give a plug for an event. The Real Coaches Summit is the best fitness event I've ever been to. If you're a coach, that is a must go to. It's awesome, and you get to actually like interact with the speakers. There's no like gatekeeping or any VIP. Everybody is the same level, so it's super awesome. And that's actually what convinced me to go full time on coaching last year. So highly recommend.
The fitness industry is rapidly evolving before our eyes. How do you envision your personal training business evolving with it in the next few years? I'm really excited to hear what you have to say about this because we have to plan for the future and a future we want for our business. And while all of our businesses might have the same basic goal of helping people with their fitness, we can structure them in very different ways from one another.
Honestly, I'm not sure. I just went full time with coaching. I'm a little overwhelmed. Um, but I'm trying to build out a more entry level, less expensive kind of group coaching model so that it can be personalized, but there's not as much one on one access to me, but people can still get help and assistance with their fitness and nutrition goals, but just takes less of my time. So I'm building out a course and then trying to build out a community and different workouts. So depending on who joins, they can, ask like, hey, these are my goals. Like, what workout program should I use? And I'll have like different workout programs built out. And over time, I'll add more and more. Um, because one of the downsides with a lot of group fitness stuff is it's not necessarily individualized for the individual. But to get that level of individuality, it's a lot more expensive. And I want to make it more accessible to more people who can't necessarily afford like one on one coaching. Um, so that's in the next year or so. Hopefully, I can launch that. I'm hoping to launch that in the next few weeks. Um, but maybe I'm too hopeful. But anyway, that's what I kind of see for now. In long term future, I'd like to have my own gym and do like a kind of a wellness center. So there's like acupuncturist, massage therapist, chiropractor, personal trainer on staff, nurse practitioner maybe even to kind of integrate all the wellness spheres in one like a one-stop shop. But we'll see.
I know challenges are all over the place in the fitness industry and personal training. Information is available in different formats. Clients are more easily misled by gurus and charlatans. Social media's influence is becoming more and more ingrained in people's lives. And now we have AI. What do you think are some of the biggest challenges currently facing the fitness and personal training industry?
Honestly, I think the biggest challenges facing the fitness industry right now and probably the next decade are GLP-1s. I think they're super beneficial for certain people. They can help numb the food noise, just help people make better decisions when it comes to nutrition. But the amount of people that are abusing it and just, I mean, there's people who are, I've been chatting with that are potential clients, and because what I do takes time, even though it's sustainable, they would rather go and spend $200 to $500 a month on the weight loss medications, then build healthy habits to sustain that weight loss. And they're losing muscle mass. A lot of people are developing osteoporosis and osteopenia. And I really think we're going to see, even though, like, generally speaking, the rates of obesity have declined because of this drug, I think we're going to start to see a lot of cases of osteoporosis and just weaker people. Um, Muscle is super important, as probably everybody listening to this knows. So that just kind of scares me, and the fact that there's probably going to be a quick fix that's constantly promoted in the mainstream, and because doing things the right way takes time and is challenging and isn't sexy, people opt for those options instead. So there will probably be other things like GLP-1s, but right now I think that's probably one of the biggest challenges in the fitness industry.
Emma, thank you so much for coming on and sharing some great info about yourself through the episode. We met each other. I actually met Emma at the Real Coaches Summit last year in March. I was exhibiting FITLETE in the hallway outside of some of the presentation areas, and yeah, she came up to the table and started asking questions about what it was, what I do, and we got to know each other a little bit through that, and that's where I found out that she was trying to make the transition to go full time in the fitness world as a trainer, but again, coming from, like she mentioned, from the software and technology world that she was in at the time, and I believe she had just gotten started uh, doing more things as a trainer when we met each other, and she was really getting diving deep into all of the content that was being presented at the conference. So we exchanged some really good info. She helped me a little bit get to a little bit more familiar with some of the little things I don't know with technology world and software development, and I got to share some info with her about being a trainer and owning your own business. So it was really fun to get to know her that way, something really unexpected. And I've been really happy to have known her since then, as we've kept in touch through Instagram. Also, a little fun fact: if you're listening to this episode on the day it was published, today is actually her birthday. So go head over to her Instagram and tell her happy birthday. And that's all for the episode. I'm glad you got to know her a little bit more through this episode. If you want to learn more about FitLete and possibly get your own episode, visit fitlete.com. That's FITLETE.com. Thank you. I'll talk to you soon.